I think that they team, but I know that Light is a really, really strong doubles player on the West Coast, and Darkatma is also no stranger to doubles, and
Like a
historically
doubles
has been
legend, really.
yeah,
So
an actual doubles legend. So I feel like Light and Darkatma are going to be a threat to those two as well. But Salt and Justice, they might do it too. I know that those two play a lot and are like pretty solid friends and are from the same region. So I don't know. I feel like I would probably put money on Rocky Azle, but we'll see if one of them can take it.
honestly, yeah, it's hard to say, but you know, experience, like we've been talking about, decision making and that kind of stuff really makes a big difference. And having that kind of doubles experience, which Darkatma definitely does have, can go the distance. So I'm very curious to see how that works out. Ooh, accidental grab from Salt there, the Falcon player. But yeah, ooh, things
Great
with the
ledge
stock
grab
as
from
well.
Darkatma. We'll take this one.
All right, both
I'm
of
kind
them
of
just
interested
kinda...
in why they went to Yoshi's really early. I feel like I'm not really
Oh,
sure if Falcon appreciates that. Really good knee on Falcon's part, by the way. But I'm not really sure. I feel like they can suffocate Falcon by just taking the space and walling out, and we're kind of seeing it right here. What is it? Light did a really good job at preventing Salt from recovering, and is honestly he's using these backers really, really well just in general. Like using them to wall or using them to keep his opponents in hit stun long enough for them to not continue with team comboing or intercepting the opponents. Really great stuff.
yeah, no, I agree with you on the stage stuff. I'm trying to kind of like mentally imagine the counterpicking process, you know, like what did that look like? And kind of what did they strike to get here? I don't think you'd want FD, of course. Dreamland would have been fine, but maybe that was something they struck down later. I mean, I can kind of get it. I feel like every character here can get a lot off of a stray hit and kind of like push it further. And maybe, you know, the small stage for Darkatma can kind of set up Sheik edgeguard situations that like wouldn't be an edgeguard if it was on a bigger stage. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting pick, to say the least.
I mean, it seems to be working out pretty well for Darkatma and Light. They got a pretty solid lead right now, up 4 stocks to 2. I mean, they're pretty high percent, but they've just been kind of running away with this game.
Yeah, no, and you can definitely see the kind of the experience here. Just Darkatma playing positionally very like safe, but sort of finding himself in the right spots, like almost always, like, you know, not kind of like right now, just sort of keeping center, but putting himself in a position where he can get an opening. Obviously, he does get clipped away, but right back to that same kind of strategy. Just get yourself in a spot where you can be the most useful at the percent you're at. And look at that back air, dude.
That back air was beautiful. I think that we saw something pretty similar to what we saw with the Rocky Azle set, in which during the last 2 stocks, it was Light who was playing the more aggressive position, and even in situations where it was like 1v2, Light was like in the center of the stage, and Justice and Salt were on the left side of Yoshi's, and Darkatma was kind of just waiting on the right side of Yoshi's because Sheik is fast enough and mobile enough and has the needles, so no matter what potentially happened, he could potentially intercept, use the needles, or run in and go for an aerial at some point, and just like do things like that kind of show how much knowledge you have in doubles and how you can basically take your character as far as you possibly can in a mindset that is not related to how you play in singles.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it makes sense to have Darkatma play a position where Darkatma is able to kind of sort of assess the situation and reactively do what's necessary, whereas Light kind of plays in the scramble, both because, you know, I think Fox is a bit better in that like quick sort of scrambly situation, but also I think like if you have really, really good decision making, then all you need to do is set yourself up in a position where you can kind of like get the most value and then kind of push that value over and over. And that's what we've been seeing from Darkatma, is just like, I'm going to be over here, and when the opportunity comes, not only am I not going to miss it, but like I'm going to help create those opportunities. I'm going to help push the lead further and further without sort of getting in the way of the good stuff that Light is doing.
Yeah, I mean, we literally saw that in the first stock of the game. Like Darkatma was positioned perfectly, and like that too. Like both of them are just like, I mean, Darkatma is like literally just ready wherever Light is to support, do a team combo, prevent him from getting like just run over by the Falcon Fox. And Light's doing an amazing job as well at being able to set up the situations and have like the positions where Darkatma is able to come and assist. And I think that it's just like both of them, even if they don't team very often, they both know enough about teams where they can support each other and know generally what they're supposed to be doing. And it's working out really, really well for them. Just like that, I think that might be a stop for both. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that, you know, you're absolutely right. I think, you know, one of the funny things about what we've been seeing is they almost seem like they can predict the future. You know, like there'll be moments where we'll see a crazy follow-up and we'll think like, oh my god, like just, you know, Darkatma was just there to do that kind of up B poof, and then, you know, we get the light to do the up smash and bam, they're gone. And that's not a coincidence. It's them going like, okay, if this happens, I'm going to be ready for this. And the reason they know it can happen in the first place is, again, the experience, right? Like,
yeah,
I know where I need to be. And this applies to singles as well. If you're like an up-and-coming singles player and you're wondering kind of why you're dropping certain punishes, so much of it is where you are as well as like how well you're executing and the decisions you're making. Wow, that is a broken shield. Fun fact, not a lot of people know this, but you can mash out of shield break, like, or you should mash out of it.
It gets you out faster, right?
Yeah, it'll get you out faster. So when I was starting out, I was not aware of that. Ooh, look at this. Classic doubles combo.
Fox, actually? I thought it was going to kill the Falcon.
I know.
Yeah, that
Again,
fully charged
target
up smash is
switching.
going to do it.
Oh?
What are they going to do?
Oh?
What?
What the hell is that?
What is? Okay. Sure.
You know what?
I mean, that's
it worked. It worked,
that's
man. It
one way
worked.
to team wobble an opponent. That's definitely one way to do it. Yeah, great stuff to Darkatma Light. I was saying Rocky Azle might have this, but Darkatma and Light are showing they're a pretty strong team too. So they've got something to worry about potentially. That being said, Justus and Salt are not quite yet. I mean, they've been doing a pretty solid job when they're able to team combo. Salt's been hitting really good knees and getting some quick early kills, and I think that they could definitely take the set or a couple of games at the very least if they're able to hit these early combos and prevent Darkatma and Light from getting the positions they want to get.
I like this counter pick a lot. I think some of the utility of Sheik will be greatly diminished here. You know, Sheik, one of the things we've been seeing with Darkatma a lot, I've already mentioned it, is just kind of like smart positioning, being in the right spot at the right time. And obviously, you know, positioning applies to every stage. But some of that was like being on platforms at the right time or kind of being further up in the air at the right time. And Sheik isn't able to do that if there are no platforms, if she can't get as high as other characters can as quickly. And you can kind of bully her on the ground. Like we're kind of seeing right now, sort of trapped between the two characters, and that should lead to a kill. So really like the counter pick here. I think they should have gone here earlier, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we were discussing that during game 1 too, where it's like what mentally what stage they would be going to, and we're like, they're not going to go out of FD, they're not starting, they're totally going to get there first. And I think we can see why. I mean, this is working out better than the other stages for Justus and Salt. Sheik, like you said, the movement is a little bit diminished. There are there are no side platforms and unable to cover as much like aerial ground or aerial space. But oh, that needle was beautiful.
I think just some of the stuff they've been doing has been so good. Light's decision to come down with a nair there, again, like I'm sitting here, I'm not even playing, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, if you nair here, Light's already nairing, and then the opponent comes in and gets knocked off. And I think like, man, if I was focused on like playing the game, keeping track of everybody else, I don't think I would see kind of these moments where they're really capitalizing and getting kills. I think it would just, the moment would be lost. It's too quick. And they're somehow able to like, to get it, not just once, not just twice, but over and over and over again. And that's why like, this is a huge lead, man. Like they're starting to pull it back a little bit, but Darkatma Light are just so good.
Mm-hmm.
They also seem really good at turning edgeguard situations against them into edgeguard situations against the other character. So, you know, Fox will be off stage, and then they're like, no, I'm edgeguarding you. And it's wild.
It's one of the dangers of playing just in general with Falcon, because a lot of Falcon's edgeguard sequences and singles require him to jump off stage. That could have almost been a crazy combo.
Yes.
And because of that, if one of the opponents is on stage and Falcon is off stage, you can start setting up for an edgeguard, and because you have two people, you can start covering all of Falcon's options and deal start dealing a lot of damage in the middle of the edgeguard. So you just gotta be really careful about that if you're like a Falcon who knows the flowchart edgeguards for singles, because a lot of that doesn't work.
Down tilt.
Yeah,
that down tilt was so important, but doesn't end up actually mattering because he still gets the stock. And we have a very clean 2v1 situation from the blue team. Should be able to get a lot off of this, especially if they're able to, yeah, covers the tech away. That's pretty much the only tech that matters. Nice, down tilt.
Really smart down tilt, yeah.
Oh, just barely misspaces it. But this is still
Just
a
doing
lot
a
of
really good job
percent.
at surviving, but again, he's just taking so much percent, and
Yeah, he needs like a shine spike off of the Fox, but he's not going to get it. Darkatma and Light take that with a clean 3-0. We talked a bit about Rocky Azel. Darkatma and Light are kind of in the conversation as well. Teams that just can go the distance, can take the whole damn thing. Very, very good stuff from both of them.
for sure. West Coast loves their teams, and we can definitely see it.
Yes.
So
But good stuff from Justus and Salt as well. I don't want to, disrespect them at all. They're both very capable players. I think they were doing a lot of smart stuff. Just, a little less experience kind of was what cost them the victory, I think.
yeah, I think it's very similar to the last set, the Azul Rocky set, in which Kevin and Numarth were a very strong team, but I think it's just like the experience that Azul Rocky and the synergy they have is just a little bit too much. I think it's similar for Salt and Justice because they definitely had their moments, but I think that Light and Dark Anima individually have enough experience and enough teams play that they just knew how to prevent them from getting as many situations they wanted to get into and getting more situations that Light and Dark Anima wanted to get into. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Salt Justice make it far and lose.